This is a demo of the engineering capacity spend charts. These charts were created as a follow-up item to the 14.2 retrospective to answer the question, how much capacity is being spent on deprioritized features? I'm going to just quickly go through this as it's scoped to the product planning back-end and front-end teams currently and show how you can use it to get interesting insights. So a lot of MRs are uncategorized, so I can uncomment this and you can see the proportion that are uncategorized. I've categorized a lot, but the data hasn't propagated yet. So for now, I'm going to hide uncategorized and assume the proportions are consistent nevertheless. And there are a couple of interesting things here. So on the top chart, you can see reviews, or more accurately, approvals. And you can see that we're mostly, as a team, spending our time on internal MRs and wider community MRs to prioritize categories. So what you would expect, really, a little more in the last 2 months towards deprioritize, but not too much. But for MRs that we've created ourselves, the last couple of months we've spent, as a proportion of categorized MRs, quite a lot of time in deprioritized categories. And there may be legitimate reasons for this. So you can use the tables on the right to actually interrogate the data and see like why you're working so much on these categories if you are. In our case, it's security and performance issues, but having that information, then you, during planning, you may choose to plan fewer issues to these categories, fewer feature issues to these categories, knowing that you'll spend so much time on or that you're currently spending so much time on security or performance issues. As I said, this is scoped to the teams, but you could instead scope it to group. I don't recommend scoping it to both because I think the data is kind of meaningless then. But what this will show you is there'll be a lot more wider community data in this because this is not authored by your team or reviewed by your team, but contributions to your group. And so you can see it's quite consistent here in terms of MRs contributed, but it's quite different up here in that a lot of reviews are being done to deprioritize categories as a proportion of all the reviews being done for your group. And so you can have a look here and see, what are these MRs, where are they coming from, and why are they being done. So if you're wondering what a deprioritized category is, the data is currently seeded from categories.yaml. Anything marked as low priority there, but you can go into this snippet and you can add or remove anything you want from your group that you're interested in. You can see I've commented out quality management just because I'm mostly interested in service desk and design management as deprioritized categories, and we will continue to do some work on quality management, so I'm not so interested in that. So yeah, feel free to edit this whatever way you want. If you think these charts could be improved somehow, let me know. If you find the data useful, let me know.